information. It's about breaking down those highfalutin words, to the layman's language that they would understand. It's about people understanding that it is okay for them to let people know that they're not okay mentally. It's the fact that we are accepting of people's differences. Between you and I, we know that when people do not behave in the way we want, we sometimes kind of segregate them or neglect them. It's about how we're open to accepting people's differences. So the fact that you don't speak the way I speak, the fact that I notice that you walk a little bit clumsy because of side effect of medication, should not stop me from relating to you. So we need to be accepting of people.
Sorry, but no, the point I was getting across is the fact that how, putting aside the religious side of it, the culture where you've heard, oh no, because they're black, all they're going to do is just drug them off. So because of what someone they know may have experienced, and that's what makes them shy away from the services. It's that particular barrier.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. I think we haven't really helped ourselves much because a lot of black people, as much as we are overrepresented in the mental health sector in UK, we don't come up with the facts and we don't come up with groups like this. And that's one of the reasons why this was created. For us to be a lobby group, there are ethnocentricities of the way we behave. I was reading a write-up yesterday about this psychiatrist who said that there's a particular woman who came to see him, and when she came, she said she had headache. She said she had headache. And he kept, she would go, he would give her painkiller, and she'd come back and say she had headache. Until he went and did some bit of research and found out that in their culture, when somebody is very, very low in mood, they say they have headaches. And then he understood that this one was actually going through depression, so all the while he was giving her the wrong drugs. But the reason that happened was because the man decided to educate himself. We, as Bami culture and Bami community, we need to speak out about what our presentations are. At the last conference that we had, one of the psychiatrists actually talked about an experience that he had, where there was a woman that was in crisis when he came on duty. And this woman, they said, oh, she was in crisis, she had been sectioned. He walks up to her room, and then this woman was quite happy because apparently she's a black person, and then to top it, they speak the same language. And he asked her, what's the matter, madam? Oh, she went, oh, thank you, somebody can speak my language, thank you. This was what happened. I'm not mad, there's nothing wrong with me. Asked her what happened. Apparently, her child had been sectioned, and when the doctor she went to see her GP, and she told the GP that my hat caught. My hat left out of my hat. And the doctor went, oh, you're delusional. Believe you me, that woman was sectioned. And when you're sectioned under Section 3 of the Mental Health Act, your rights are withdrawn from you. She was sectioned. You got forced medication and all of that. The GP did not understand that that was an issue of language, the expression. My heart caught in our language just means that I was scared. I was deeply scared. And that woman was sectioned. So we need to, as a community, put up. I had a very interesting conversation with Ian, and that's actually why I'm invited in about a year ago. Probably wouldn't remember. Where he said that he recollects that he did 5 years of psychotherapy, and there was not a single module, not one, on dealing with diverse, multicultural community that we have in UK. Not one. It's changing now, thank you. But how many years ago was that year?
At the end of the 90s, I did my postgraduate.
That would give you an idea of his age.
But I think you also, as therapists, get experience in practice. I think, for me, one of the things as a commissioner for a local authority, where I spend most of my time, is if as a commissioner I don't actually look at who uses the services, I'm never going to give a right service. So I can tell you that we have very high numbers of young men, and I say young men under 35 because they do seem very young to me, coming through mental health services, needing ongoing low levels of support. Yet, historically, we've not really focused our service to meet that particular group's needs. And it's quite a large group. And so we're doing some work at the moment with our providers, who I have to say are mostly from the range of communities that our service users come from, to look at what do we do as an organisation that supports them to deliver a service which reflects their culture, the culture of the people who are coming to us, reflects the idiosyncrasies of their needs, and better reflects that. Because in all honesty, I can try to work with anybody, but if I don't appreciate someone's cultural background and the nuances of language, which is really important, then I'm going to be not doing very well. So I think it's actually, there's an onus on the services to better understand who the service users and who their audience and customers are. Because otherwise, you will end up sectioning someone. I work with a very nice woman in the section, and in a discussion with her, I'd have to say she wasn't sectionable. And it was simply because she was exceptionally religious and did a range of paranoid behaviours, but actually they weren't paranoid. They were just very evangelical from a religious perspective. And I think sometimes we fail in our system to understand the idiosyncrasies of people's cultures and norms.
Can I just touch on what you're trying to get at? But do you know what it is? Do you know Brent Council? If you took a look at Brent Council a few years ago and took a look at the hierarchy and the structure of the organisation, right, at the top levels, right, we had no one who was representative of the community. Right, it was male and pale. Right, so and that's what it was. Right, and that was one of the problems of trying to, and that is one of the problems of trying to provide the services for different communities. Right, if you do not have people from the community, right, if you don't have people like Sade and Mamuna, right, in organisations who deliver these services, right, because they have the cultural background, they know the communities, they understand all the nuances of who we are, yeah. Right? And then these guys will have no say in delivering those services, and that comes back to my original point, right? That the services we're providing don't actually deliver what we actually need to our communities because we haven't got people like Charmaine and Mamuna working with us in order to deliver those services and provide those services and understanding those services. And it's exactly what we're trying to do in Brent. We need to understand who we are, what we are, where we come from, so we can actually deliver those services at the right time. And you know, in the beginning as well. It's like the early intervention we're talking about as well, isn't it?
Yeah, we've ran over with the Q&A session, so now it's an open discussion.
I think they still have questions.